Hey, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to Upstate Speedtests. Got my trusty iPhone 15 Pro Max here, and today we're in downtown Binghamton, and we're going to do an interesting test. I've been wanting to test this for a while, and I have the opportunity now, so we're going to test AT&T Turbo. How big of a difference does it make, and is it worth it? Let's find out. So what we're going to do is today we're going to test AT&T on one of the busiest sites in my area without Turbo, and then we'll come back tomorrow and test it with Turbo. So today is without Turbo, tomorrow is with Turbo. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up and hit subscribe down below. Let's get started. So like I mentioned in the intro, we're going to test on one of the busiest AT&T sites in the area. I don't know how good you're going to be able to see it from the ground here, but this is Binghamton's tallest high-rise, the New York State office building, 18 stories. On the top, you have Dish Network and AT&T. Verizon and T-Mobile are on another building just out of view to our right. So yeah, let's test it. For the first test, I'll let the phone pick whatever server it wants. And of course, it's going to pick AT&T in New York City. No 5G Plus on this site yet. I'm sure it's on the radar though. And this site serves the heart of downtown Binghamton. We're not going to do the other providers today for this video. This video is purely going to be testing whether or not Turbo is worth it on AT&T. This plan is AT&T Unlimited Elite today. And like I said, today we're testing without the Turbo feature. So we're getting 21.6 down, which is very rough for AT&T. Usually they're closer to 100, 150, depending on where you're at in the area. So 21.6 on the down, 25 on the up. Sure sign of congestion when your upload is higher than your download, at least on wireless. And let's pick another server. So we'll do one server where we let the phone choose. We will choose a server. Let's do Dish Wireless New York, New York, and I'll try to remember that for tomorrow's testing as well. 91 millisecond ping, that's pretty bad. I mean, it's not bad, but it's not great. I don't like it. And it looks like going out of network, we're getting slightly higher downloads than we did. The loaded ping times are not great. Also not too terrible, though. I would put them solidly in the meh category. Jitter at 24, that's not great. And upload at 25. So all in all, AT&T's congestion in downtown is showing. It'll be... Somebody is blasting music. Welcome to downtown Binghamton, never a dull moment. Anyway, let's move on to a different test. We will do the Stenson Coverage Test app, coveragemap.com test. 100 millisecond ping, not very good at all. And this test is actually pulling the best out of the three so far. 58.8 on the down. And looks like we're going to finish around 25. Yep, 25.3. And last but not least, we'll do the fast.com test. And we'll see how that turns out. Again, this video is being recorded on the brand new M4 iPad Pro. Let me know how the audio and video sound and look. Looks like the fast.com test, again, on AT&T Unlimited Elite, you get full 4K access. So very similar to the speed test results. We got about 21 down, 84 millisecond ping. So most of these tests are coming in under 100 milliseconds. Anything under 100 is fine, I guess, but you know, around 100 is approaching the not desirable category in my opinion. 22 megabits per second upload speed, unless it somehow has a magical burst of power. The fast.com test results are always a little dubious. I don't know how much I trust them, but hey, look at that, guys. Symmetrical 4G from AT&T. Sorry, Symmetrical 5G from AT&T. There we go. All right, so we'll come back tomorrow and we'll test with turbo and see how we do.
The next day.
All right, what's going on, Upstate Speedtests? It's the next day now. We're back, and I got AT&T Turbo set up on the account. If you're wondering what all the junk is behind me, my company just laid everybody off, so I guess I'm in the job market again. Woo! Anyway, let's get testing with AT&T Turbo. We'll do the same setup we did yesterday, and we'll see how much of a difference turbo makes on one of the busiest AT&T sites here in Binghamton, New York. We're in the heart of downtown. Let's go. Today's video is brought to you by Circled In. CircledIn.com lets you split the cost of a wireless family plan from major providers like Verizon, AT&T, or T-Mobile, and even from prepaid providers like Cricket or Google Fi. And now they've even added the capability for you to split the cost of a streaming service from places like Netflix, HBO, Hulu. Check them out at CircledIn.com. Thank you again for supporting the channel. All right, we've got AT&T teed up on our iPhone 15 Pro Max. State Office Building, again, right in front of us with AT&T on top. There's also Dish up there, but we're not going to be testing them, obviously. So yesterday, we let the phone pick its own server. Then we did the Dish Network server in New York. Then we did the CoverageMap.com speed test, also known as the Stenson app. So here we go. AT&T, again, choosing its own server, AT&T Wireless in New York. That seems like a higher ping time, and we have turbo enabled now. And this does seem like faster download speeds, although again, granted, due to circumstances beyond my control, we're testing at a much different time than yesterday. And so 40.7 on the down, 82 millisecond ping. The loaded ping times are okay, I would say. Jitter at 5 milliseconds, and 26.1 on the up. So we did get slightly better speeds than we did yesterday. And again, this is with turbo enabled today. Next up, we're going to choose the Dish Wireless server. And there we go. So we got 101 millisecond ping time, which again, I'll have to go back and look at the tape, but it seems higher than yesterday. The loaded ping times seem to range from okay to meh. 21 millisecond ping. We're approaching 50 on the download. Now, AT&T Turbo, I would assume the places it's going to make the most sense is where there's the most congestion on AT&T's network, which again is why we're testing on what I know to be one of the busiest AT&T sites in the market here in the middle of downtown Binghamton. So 48.6 on the down, 24.5 on the up, and the ping times are all just okay. Let me switch over to the Stenson CoverageMap.com test, and it should default to Washington, D.C. Yep, like it always does. 95 millisecond ping, which seems a little, I think that's a little bit lower than the last time we tested. Again, I'm going to have to go back and look at the first day of testing. 49.7 on the down, 40, the uploads at 20, 22, so 22.2. So 49.7 on the down, 22.2 on the up. So in this particular location, again, here in the middle of busy downtown Binghamton, turbo seems to make a little bit of a difference possibly. But again, I would think the places it's going to matter the most is where you're at like a super busy concert or, you know, like a boardwalk in the summertime where there's thousands of people. But yeah, for at least a little while, we're going to keep testing with turbo enabled for AT&T, and we'll see, you know, what the speeds look like for a little while with it anyway. Thanks for joining me for this little thought experiment here, guys. Give the video a thumbs up. Please hit subscribe down below, trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. Really appreciate you guys. Take it easy.